Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Friday, March the 8th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you might have for me, you can use this email address. A link to get into the Novia trading room, which I'm pretty sure will be over next week. Okay, so again, in the body of this email, you will see a link to get into the new trading room. All we're really waiting for is to get a more proper sign-in procedure for the new trading room. So right now you can still use the link that you see in this in the email that you're getting to get into the new trading room, but eventually there'll be a more proper way, and we'll be shutting down the Amovia room. So it may be next week sometime. We're just trying to finalize some things. I'll open the room at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen, get live on the mic at about 9:05, and go up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. All right. Well, my goodness, another incredibly exciting day. Not quite as exciting as because you had to be a lot more nimble today, all right? But the low floaters were still really, really active today. The only difference is that they didn't have the follow through that they did maybe the last 3 days. Nonetheless, I was able to take this one. This TNXP super low float. Let me make sure I have my symbol linking. Okay, let me just key it in again. I think it's something like 250,000. Yeah, 250,000 shares in the float. Now, again, we get the question all the time. Well, when I go to FinViz, I see something. When I go to my broker, I see something. You know, I mean, you might go to 10 different sites and get 10 different float numbers. When these stocks that do many reverse splits, sometimes it's very difficult to get a handle on it. Bottom line is, it's a low float. Okay, whether it's 250,000 or 1.5 million or whatever, it's a very low float situation. So they actually had some news this morning too. It was a gap up on European patent news. So the fact that it was a low float, and remember now the BLPH that was absolutely insane. Not the BLPH. Sorry, BPLH or BPTH. How could I forget this one? The one that was absolutely insane for the last 3-4 days. This was another low float situation. So now it is starting to come down. It's still way above this area down here, which is about $4. But when I looked at TNXP and I saw, and this one, so excuse me, this has about 315,000 in the float. So when I saw TNXP having 250,000 in the float, I thought, oh, okay. There are probably a lot of traders who want to maybe hop into this one, especially with a little bit of news that it had, to see if it could have any sort of a run. Now, it didn't have a great run, to be honest. But I was able to get some right here, and I sold. My last sell was up here. Don't know why the little buys and sells aren't on this chart, but anyway, from my brokerage plus. But it was, but you had to be quick. I mean, this is what we're saying. You really had to be quick because this is a 15-minute chart, but look how it just collapsed after that. And witness this one, which I did sort of the same thing. Trove. Okay, so these are showing up. So this was another one, unbelievable in the pre-market. I don't know if this had any specific news. But another low float, 1.9 million in the float. You can see what it did after hours yesterday. And then this is the pre-market. Just amazing gap. Pulled all the way back. And then I got into it right here. I think it was at 818. And I sold it right up here. I think it was 9. Was it 9? It was about 920 or so. So, but then look what happened. It just collapsed again. So you've really got to be careful on these. But I mean, look at the daily, look at the weekly on this one. I mean, this is the amazing thing of what could possibly happen. I mean, look at this. I'll make it even look like that. So there it is right now. So when you look left, if it can take this out, and which it looks like it's trying to take this out, you have to watch this next week. I mean, this is the first day. This is just the first day of its trying to maybe make a like a bigger move. So that's why right now we're in this low float mania. Not quite as dramatic as it was yesterday. fact, let me just show you a couple others that look good at the beginning. You know, this DFFN, it was astonishing. You know, again, if you look at it on the daily chart, I mean, look where these things are coming from. This was like 240. And then yesterday, so the day before it had a little pop. And then look at this yesterday. I actually traded this yesterday, but only probably in this area right here, okay? And it kept going. And then look what happened today. I mean, it got all the way up to 11, but look at the pullback on it. Now, I'm not saying it, you know, I'm not saying it's completely over, but this did not have any news. I don't see, at least I didn't see any news that could sustain it. I think again, it's just people wanting to find these low float bios. This has 1 million in the float, and what was another one that we were all looking at? That's probably about it right now. But you just got to be very, very, 10x. I think that I see, did I mention 10x? 10x, another one, 1.3 million in the float. I did trade this one. It was a little bit of a scalp trade, but if you look at it on the 15-minute chart, I think I was talking about this right here in the room, and some people took it. I didn't. I was going. I think I was just going to head out my break, and look what it did. I mean, it pops up, but it comes right back down. Now it's it's very erratic. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're not seeing quite the smooth, steady up. We're getting these long, big, wide candles, which is really nerve-wracking, to try to trade. You see a big topping tail like that. I mean, remember now, somebody bought this way up here, and then it collapsed. So when you're looking at this situation, and you're thinking, boy, the minute it starts to slow down, I got to get out because I don't want this to turn into a big topping tail and have it move all the way down. So, I mean, when you see a big topping tail like that, psychologically, for me anyway, it's pretty hard to commit until it takes it out completely. And then that sort of gives people the confidence, okay, maybe we won't see another one quite like that. Anyway, I have no idea if next week we're going to still be in this low float mania. But, I mean, this is something, and Martin, again, in our room is really good at identifying these. Now, we talked about this, and he knows how my feelings and all this. I mean, I don't know what his account size is. It doesn't really matter. But, I mean, he concurs because what he does is he takes a lot of these really crummy little ones that are looking like this. Oops. I mean, that are just doing nothing for, remember, this is a weekly chart. Yeah, you could take this here, but now you've got dead money since December. Now, if you don't mind holding on, I mean, maybe it finally does something like this. But he takes a lot of these, and he's willing to have dead money for a long time, and then one of them might pop, or several of them might pop. And that's where, that's where he can, but he also starts alerting us to the fact that, okay, guys, this is starting to move. But he also takes these right around here, just in case, because I guess sometimes you run the risk that it just pops like that. So he wants to have a piece of it in case it does that. But it's not everybody can do that. Not everybody can tie up money. 'Cause I'm not just talking one stock. He might do this with 20 stocks. So not everybody can tie up their account like that, or would want to. Anyway, it's been quite a week, quite a week. So again, I encourage you to come into the new room. I'm hopeful that we'll be in the new room 100% next week. So I'll be shutting down the Amnovia room. So we're getting good comments on it. I know some people aren't liking it as much, but you were definitely going to the new room. Yeah, it's got a lot of bells and whistles that we can use, and I think it'll only get better. The developer is very, very great at working with us, taking ideas and suggestions and opinions and all. And if he can incorporate it into the room, he will. So let me just bring back the capture program. So I hope everybody has a great
weekend, and it's daylight savings time. Okay, so don't forget to turn the clocks ahead, I guess, on Saturday. So at least I think it is. I think it is on Saturday. So we'll see you in the trading room on Monday morning. I'll open it at 9 o'clock. So have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.